Just like her end, Queen Aemma Arryn, wife to King Viserys I, had a tragic beginning. So this video, let's talk about the life of Aemma Arryn. Queen Aemma Arryn, despite having the last name House Arryn, was born to a Targaryen princess. In fact, her grandfather was King Jaehaerys I. So in 80 AC, King Jaehaerys I had enough of his daughter Daela, his 8th child, being babied by her mother, his wife Queen Alysanne. Daela was afraid of everything, and after years of trying to find her a suitor, her parents were exasperated. To stop this babying, King Jaehaerys I ordered for a match to be made between Daela and for her to be married by the end of the year. Daela, a shy, delicate girl of 16, picked the widow Rodrik Arryn, a man 18 years her senior who already had 4 children. In fact, his eldest child, a daughter, was 3 years older than his bride. That daughter, not surprisingly, didn't like her new stepmom being younger than her, or just having a new stepmom in general. Unfortunately, Daela's frail nature led to her death when in 82 AC she became pregnant with her first child. Born 2 weeks early, Aemma came into the world after a very long and complicated labor in 82 AC. Daela, though she smiled when the newborn was placed on her chest, soon developed a fever, and when the maesters couldn't get it under control, the woman died. So unfortunately, the baby Aemma Arryn never knew her mother. Right after her mother Daela's death, to about 93 AC, we actually don't have a lot of information on what Aemma Arryn's life was like. She had 4 older half-siblings from her father's first marriage, but they were all much older than her, and his eldest daughter didn't like Daela, so chances are she may have not liked Aemma. How well she got along with her other siblings isn't really known, and she most likely grew up at the Vale with her father that did love her. At some point before her 11th birthday, a match between her and King Jaehaerys' second son's first son, Viserys, was made. So first cousins hooking up. In 93 AC, 16-year-old Viserys married 11-year-old Aemma. However, they didn't have sex until 2 years later after she had hit puberty. Despite waiting those extra 2 years, because Aemma was small, it would cause consequences later on. But really quick, I find it interesting that Viserys connected House Arryn to them, and that Viserys' younger brother, Daemon, married into House Royce of the Vale. And we all know how perfect their marriage was. But speaking of perfect, despite Viserys and Aemma being madly in love cousins, they did have heartbreak in their marriage. One was Aemma's many, many miscarriages. As Aemma suffered miscarriage after miscarriages, maesters began to wonder if Aemma being bedded and pregnant at such a young age, 13, didn't allow her body to develop correctly or as strongly, leading to all these miscarriages. At an unknown time in their marriage, Aemma did manage to bring a son into the world, but lost him when he was still in the cradle. These deaths weighed heavily on both Aemma and Viserys, but they still hoped for a living child. This hope was realized when in 97 AC, Princess Rhaenyra came into the world, and she lived. Princess Rhaenyra became the light of her parents' life, and the realm just delighted in her. More joy was to be found when at the Great Council of 101 AC, it was decided that Viserys would sit the Iron Throne after King Jaehaerys I. And in 103 AC, when the old king died, Viserys came to the throne. At his side was his companion for 10 years, now the Queen Aemma. As king and queen, the small folk and lords alike loved them. Together, Aemma and Viserys hosted tourney after tourney and feast after feast, delighting the realm with their kind, open nature. They were also open-handed, giving treasures, honors, offices to their favorites, which made people eager to please them. The Red Keep during their time of rule was known as a place of music and splendor, and their daughter became known as the realm's delight. While Aemma spent a lot of time with her daughter, Rhaenyra also spent a lot of time with her father, King Viserys, shadowing him, being his cupbearer. Despite all this, the king was still desperate for a male heir. Pushing Aemma for more children, he would say to any that questioned him on succession that his queen would soon be giving him a son.
So we might delay until the child is in hand.
Most of the lords and knights are certainly on their way to King's Landing already. To turn them back
The
now...
tourney will take the better part of a week. Before the games are over, my son will be born, and the whole realm will celebrate.
In 105 AC, Viserys thought he got his wish, announcing to the small council in court that Aemma was in fact pregnant, and he knew it was a boy.
To celebrate the firstborn son that we presently do not have. We do understand that nothing will cause the babe to grow a cock if it does not already possess one.
This child is a boy, Aemma.
Yeah.
I'm certain of it. I've never been more certain of anything.
As we know, in late 105 AC, Queen Aemma went into labor and was brought to Maegor's Holdfast. There, she died at 23 years old in labor, giving birth to a boy named Balon, named after Viserys' dead father. The baby survived her only by a day. Now, some say during this time that Alicent Hightower comforted the king before his wife's body was even cold, but that can't be confirmed. Alicent Hightower, childhood best friend with Rhaenyra Targaryen. But what happened? If rumors are true, she seduced not only her best friend's father,
This is a very kind gesture, Alicent.
but her best friend's protector.
How was she locked, Sir Criston?
Alicent Hightower. Bad friend, bad wife. Now you ask, what about the show? Well, all this information is basically seen in the show. We never learn in book lore, either in the World of Ice and Fire or Fire and Blood Volume 1, that Viserys had forced a C-section on Aemma during labor, and that was the actual cause of her death. So while it's true she did die during labor, it wasn't said in book lore it was because that procedure was forced upon her. Now, she would have died either way, but it's still interesting that this information was omitted by the Maesters. This could be simply because the information was lost to time, or maybe because Viserys didn't want it recorded by the Maesters that he ordered his own wife to be butchered and her son to be ripped from her stomach. So that is the life of Aemma Arryn. She came into this world through tragedy, losing her mother within days of her life, and then left this world afraid and in pain, betrayed by the love of her life.